Stories from the heart of mid-Michigan. This is Fox 47 News at 10.
Hello, Mid-Michigan. I'm Erica Murphy. While new COVID cases nationwide are going down, health officials say they aren't seeing that happening just yet here in Michigan. According to the state health department, over 8,700 new cases of COVID were reported in the state for Saturday, Sunday, and today. That's over 2,900 cases per day. 62 deaths were reported during that same time period. However, 19 of those were from a vital records review. And with more companies and schools requiring testing for the unvaccinated, officials say there is a shortage of testing supplies. Fox 47's Tiana Jenkins is here with that story.
Ever since the pandemic hit, there have been challenges with supply and demand, and it's no different when it comes to COVID testing supplies. Healthcare workers in mid-Michigan say they are concerned about a shortage.
There's a concern. It's not really a fear, but there's a concern.
COVID-19 cases in Michigan are on the rise.
Michigan has been dealing with Delta for quite a while now. We are 98, 99% Delta variant in the state, and that has been the case since sometime in August. Nationally, you see a trend tapering off. You do not see that trend in the state of Michigan right now.
On top of that, more companies are requiring testing for their unvaccinated employees. Schools are requiring tests for unvaccinated students, and the demand for testing is spiking.
There's been a lot more demand for various COVID testing recently because of the mandate that the president put out.
Dr. James Richard, the medical director at Sparrow Laboratories, is referring to President Biden's plan to require employers with 100 plus employees to institute mandatory vaccinations or weekly testing. That plan is likely to face multiple legal challenges in the coming weeks. But if it goes into effect,
that means a lot more people are going to be being tested in local settings because we need those results in a fairly rapid fashion in order to make sure that the community is safe.
Dr. Richards says the challenge is being able to provide those tests at a high quality with a rapid turnaround time.
And that's where we're struggling right now, is in getting the rapid turnaround time tests. Supplies have been restricted, or what we call put on allocation. So you cannot get more than what you had been. So consequently, we look at a situation where we may not be able to get the test turned around quick enough to be able to be helpful in regards to the workforce.
He also says they don't have a problem testing patients at this time, but as they become more dependent upon rapid test results,
then we have risks in regards to supply chain, whether it's supplies or whether it's reagents, things of that nature. We have plenty of people to do the work, but now we're looking sometimes for different equipment or different test suppliers.
Over at Lansing Urgent Care, rapid testing has been in high demand.
We have been challenged with supply in the past. We are anticipating a shortage again, especially with our rapid COVID testing.
Hillary Myers is the Executive Director of Operations at Lansing Urgent Care.
All of our rapid testing is done in-house on site during your visit. If there is a PCR test ran, then that is sent to Sparrow Labs. PCR testing is what is sent out to the lab and processed by the lab. Depending on when we're surging and what the volumes are at the time, for example, right now where we're seeing pretty heavy volumes of testing, it's going to take anywhere from 2 to 4 days.
Myers says Lansing Urgent Care is testing about a few thousand a week right now.
We've been creative and we have been working with multiple suppliers so that we don't run out, so that we have plenty of supply to meet the demand of not only what patients need right now, but also future needs.
Ingham County Health Officer Linda Vail says home kits are hard to find as well.
There's a shortage of being able to access those. So, we've just got to basically start planning for an increase in demand for testing and figuring out how the different vendors, the different providers in town can kind of, spread that out.
But Vail says she doesn't think Biden's plan will cause any issues.
You know, a lot of that employer testing will be these rapid antigen tests. Bionex Now is one of the brands that's often used. So that's a completely different issue in terms of testing.
And if a shortage does happen,
we'd be back like we were when the pandemic first started and there was not sufficient testing. So we would then base diagnosis on what we call a case definition,
which has to do with symptoms, exposure, and all things that point to COVID.
And then you get the test as a result.
So here's what you can do to help. Get tested for the right reasons, like a known exposure or when you have symptoms. Get vaccinated and wear your mask as much as possible. Reporting for Fox 47 News, I'm Tiana Jenkins.
President Joe Biden was in Michigan today promoting his Build Back Better agenda in a historically conservative region. Fox 47's Sarah Grimmer has more on why he chose to deliver his message in Howell.
Today, the nation's eyes were on Howell as President Joe Biden spent his afternoon right here at the Operating Engineers Training Center. It's this afternoon that he was promoting his $1 trillion infrastructure bill as well as his Build Back Better agenda. How do you feel about President Biden coming to Howell today?
Quite surprised, actually.
You know, we're sending the message. We're not really that excited about Biden being here for this.
Oh, we don't like him being here. We don't like him being in Washington, D.C. either.
This is the scene that awaited President Biden as he arrived at the Operating Engineers Training Center in Howell on Tuesday to promote his infrastructure bill and Build Back Better agenda.
And if the bill passes, our children and grandchildren are going to be in massive debt forever. So we don't want that bill to pass.
The actual amount of infrastructure in this bill is small compared to the overall expenditure.
The turnout of protesters reflects the voting results Livingston County saw last year, when only 38% of voters cast a ballot for Biden. So why choose a red county to promote his blue agenda, currently struggling on Capitol Hill?
We're asking the same question. Why are you here? Why Livingston County?
I'm here today to try to set some things straight if I can.
Those things being why the president believes his legislative plans are imperative to the American people. During his speech, the president talked a lot about how America has fallen behind China when it comes to infrastructure and education.
We're falling further and further behind the curve.
He said we need both of these packages to pass so we can invest in working families.
The bottom line is this. When we give working families a break, we're not just raising their quality of life. We're putting parents in a position to earn a paycheck. We're also positioning our country to compete in the world. That's what these bills are all about.
Biden said passing this legislation would create Michigan jobs, allow America to catch up to our competitors, fight climate change, and prioritize working people.
We haven't passed a major infrastructure bill for decades in this country. It used to be a normal thing to do. It used to be a bipartisan thing to do. If we get this done, we're going to breathe new life into our economy and our workers, and we're going to breathe cleaner air. Economists left, right, and center agree. I've never been more optimistic about this country than I am right now.
When the cameras turned off and President Joe Biden was saying his goodbyes, he was asked if he believes his 10-year, $3.5 trillion spending plan is going to have to be cut. He said that he wants a plan that everyone can agree on, and it is going to be less than $3.5 trillion. I'm Sarah Grimmer reporting.
Well, it has certainly been raining and gloomy in mid-Michigan the last few days, but is there some sunshine headed our way? Let's check in now with meteorologist Anthony DOMOL with our first look at the forecast.
All right, breaking it down, everybody. Here we go with the RPM model, and this is right around midnight tonight. You'll notice that it does show a lot of breaks in these clouds. I think there's probably a few more clouds out there than shown on the model, but there will be breaks as well. Now, here we go back into the overnight. The model's starting to display more cloud cover. So low clouds around at times in the morning, also patchy areas of fog, but some sunshine does show up there on the board as we go along, and that's going to help to move the numbers into the mid-70s for daytime highs. Here come more clouds and showers overnight into Thursday morning. I think the best shot for showers, though, is actually going to be Thursday afternoon. A little bit better coverage at that time. Here you can see off the RPM model, it's not tremendous in terms of the coverage. So there will be dry time on Thursday and Friday, but also showers that we will have to dodge. 75, though, a really nice day on Wednesday. Clouds again, breaks for sunshine, and then we've got more cloud cover for Thursday and Friday. Temps in the low to mid